a bit fed up. And do you know why? Well, a couple of weeks ago I was about to leave the house and the mail arrived, and I picked up this wad of paper and was quite shocked to learn that it was from a solicitor's in London, and they were suing me for infringement of copyright. I didn't think it was going to be too serious because as far as I know, I hadn't really used any copyrighted material. But then again, I read through it and found that it was a file that Piers had downloaded, my other half, back in March of this year. It was some dodgy video which he picked up from Bit Torrent, file sharing software. I don't know if you've heard of that one, but no doubt there are lots of others that you've either used or heard of. Lots of people that I know have been using file sharing software for years. I haven't used any personally for a long time, since I got my new PC, which is over 6 months ago. But certainly on old XP PCs I used to use Limewire and Azurus, and didn't really think anything of it, the same as everybody else, just got on the free bandwagon I suppose, and everyone was under the impression that, well, they're not going to come after us little guys, you know, just because we download a track of Madonna or whoever you might be into. But then of course things have changed now, and this is a proper legal court case that they wanted to go ahead with. I got in touch with a solicitor to see how I stood on the matter, because they are demanding £510 within 21 days or it goes to court. You can imagine that's quite a shock when you're struggling to make ends meet anyway. But the long and short of it is, the solicitor got in touch with me, and he said there's not much they can do about it. He had identical papers for a friend of his, and had gone through them for 4 hours with a fine tooth comb, and said that the case is stitched up tight, because what they do, these software companies are now tracking the file sharing companies with software that gives up your IP address. Every computer's got their own IP address. In itself it doesn't mean anything, but through that they can then track down who your ISP is, and then they get a court order which gives the ISP no choice but to give up your personal information. So they end up with your name and address, and the next thing is you get the legal papers dropped through the door. Long and the short of it is, the solicitor said if I refuse to pay this £510, or if I want to challenge it and go to court, I will lose. He said they've got all the evidence they need in black and white, they've got dates and times. It was one small file that Piers downloaded, which was in the download folder on his PC. He only kept it for about 4 or 5 days, looked at it for a couple of minutes and realised it was not all that good actually, so he deleted it. But in that 4 days, 2 other people had uploaded it from his PC, which is the nature of file sharing. The problem being, of course, it was a copyrighted work, but we didn't think anything of that at the time, as most people don't. And so even though we don't even have this file anymore, I'm still liable to pay this damages and costs, or whatever they want to call it. The solicitor said if I take it to court I will lose, and they'll sue for more, and most people end up paying £8,000 to £10,000. So needless to say, we've paid the £510 for nothing. But I just wanted to make a video to warn anyone else out there who may be thinking, you know, that they're okay by downloading stuff through, whether it be Limewire, Azurus, Bit Torrent, Morpheus, whichever one of these pieces of software you may be using. Just beware that you might be setting yourself up for a fall, because we didn't have any idea that they were going to do this. Luckily we haven't used file sharing software for months, but you know, you never know what you may have done in the past and how long they keep the records for. So although we've paid this now, we're also worrying now in case there are any others that we've taken in the past which they might chase us up for. It also makes me think, now when I'm doing anything online, if I'm going to make a YouTube video, in the past I've used images that I've just taken from Google Images, but there was a letter in a computer magazine recently of an old guy who ran a lawn bowls club, and he'd taken a photograph from Google Images and used it on his website. He had legal papers served on him by Getty Images demanding £150 for the use of this one image. It had nothing on the image itself to say that it was copyrighted, but the way that you have to look at things is that everything's copyrighted and somebody has a claim to it unless it says so, unless it says otherwise. So the point is, if you want to use any images, videos, music, look online, because you will find that there are free versions of most things. If you use Google, you can type in free, copyright-free images, copyright-free music, and you'll find relevant pages come up with all the links to different sites that will give you this stuff for free. If you're looking for free software, I would recommend download.com. They do freeware, shareware and trial versions of lots of different software. You can type in what you're looking for and you'll usually find it. But for your own sakes, please just beware if you're using file sharing sites, because you might come a cropper like I did. Anyway, that's all I want to say. Bye for now.